When we are concerned about teen mental health, perhaps educators could start by selecting better material to read in the class.
A one-sided hearing today aimed at school curriculum and school libraries. Lawmakers are considering a bill that could give parents more say with what happens inside the classroom. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Elias Johnson.
I'm Janae Town. Controversial books and topics prompted a wave of parents to run for school boards over these past 2 years.
Now, some of those complaints could lead to change statewide. WHO 13's Lindsay Burrell joins us. Graphic discussions, no doubt today. Visual aids were also given by some. We're talking about the content that some parents say are actually in the schools and they're worried about it.
That's exactly right, Elias. The hearing actually started with a warning today. Lawmakers cautioning about graphic material they plan to discuss. That same material is what some parents say their children were exposed to in class.
The process of defining obscene material within schools appears to need a complete overhaul.
And instead of correcting an error, one party has decided it is now their platform for children to be able to access obscene materials in our public schools.
I heard every one of these ladies tonight talk in the same position I'm in. We're not talking about banning books. We're talking about what is age appropriate for our children.
During the hearing, parents discussed their issues with certain language, pornographic nature, obscene material, and explicit images within certain books in school libraries, reading out loud sections of the literature that discuss sexual arousal and displaying images found in books for the room to see. Although the group of parents stated that this wasn't about, quote, banning these said books, they did discuss the steps that they've taken in their own school districts to have the books reconsidered. Opponents state that parents should have a right to decide what their individual child is exposed to, and that parents can submit a list to their child's school library stating which books their children are and aren't allowed to rent out if they personally deem certain books inappropriate.
But that being said, while we're talking about sample sizes, I am one of millions of parents in Iowa with kids in the public schools. And of those millions of parents in this state, we only have 5 representatives before us. And all 5 of them were pre-selected by somebody I don't know. They are all from the same political group. So I hope that if we are going to talk about what parents really want, we will hear from a broader group of parents from around the state of Iowa.
Under a bill approved in the House last year, teachers were required to give parents a course syllabus, including a summary of materials used. Schools were also required to publish a list of books available in the library. At the time, the Senate did not take up the legislation. Debate is still ongoing this year, Elias. Still nothing is final on how lawmakers plan to increase transparency for parents.
All right. Well, a starting point for some. We'll have to just see where it goes from here. Lindsay, thank you very much for that tonight.